Alright, guys, welcome back. It has been a hot minute since y'all saw me. I got like a little beef thing. The camera wants to respond. Look at that. Look at that. I got a little goatee. My hair's all blonde. The background, I don't know if I ever did a video with this background. It'll be a United shirt. You got a Liverpool shirt back here. And you still got the Doski Manor up here. Um, a lot has changed about me physically and mentally in the last little while since you've seen my face. Um, Another thing that has changed, I did not know most of these players when I last uploaded a video for good reason. But now I know all of them. And today I am going to be um, making a tier list about these guys, about how I think how I rate these guys, how I think they're gonna do, what this breakout stardom means. Which I mean, it doesn't always mean that they're a star. Sometimes they're just yes, as you see the last couple tiers. But that is the overall purpose of today's video. Um, so going through the tiers, our very top tier, world star in the making. Okay, and so what is meant to that's meant to mean is that I believe that these guys will become one of the defining players of their generation. I think like they'll become to what the next generation, what guys like Suarez and Robin were to the last generation. Um, I don't really know how I can explain it much better than that, but there you go. Massive potential, um, which I think this guy probably will go on to have a very good career. Um, I can't really put him in top tier, but um, yeah, disable that. Disable that. Disable. Disable it. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's happening there, but we're just gonna have to live with that because it's just Gucci. Gucci like that. Smash potential. I think they'll have a very good career, but not really world star. Yeah, they're gonna have a very good career though. Worth a big chance. I'm not willing to say that this guy is going to be incredibly good, but he could be. Like, I'd take a swing at him if I was a team. That is kind of what this tier represents. Proceed with caution. I would not really sign this guy if I was a big club or if I was. I mean, some of these guys already are on big clubs, but just proceed with caution. Don't celebrate anything yet. Wait for him to prove more. Flavor of the month. These are for guys I think pretty obviously are just maybe 1 or 2 year phases. Maybe a couple spend big on him, but I don't really think that it's. I really think that we're gonna see much of him. It's gonna be like an Anthony type player for flavor of the month, and then scrub. What is this guy even doing here? What are we doing? Like as a better way to look at this, I would make a comparison for a previous breakout star, but I can't really think of anything. So we'll start with this jolly little fella here by the name of Fisnik Aslani out of Hoffenheim. He has done well this year, although that you can really say that about every single player on this list. He is, I believe, a Kosovan striker. Kosovan, I think that's how you say it. He's been linked with my Barcelona, which I don't really know how to think of that. I would say proceed with caution because he doesn't really seem like he has that great technical ability. He seems to be more of the mold of the current generation of strikers that we've been seeing. Just not like the 9.5, to put it in the words of Joshua Xerxes. He's just like a 9.5. I'm not the biggest fan of guys like this. He's definitely gonna have to prove something to me. Um, like a guy like Victor Gyökeres, who I thought was gonna be the guy, was obviously not the guy. So that's just that you're gonna see. That's really turned down my faith in a lot of strikers, but I just don't really see it with this guy. Next up, we have Tom Bischoff from Bayern Munich. He's got quite a large role this year. I believe he also was on Hoffenheim before. So two Hoffenheim dons to start it off. He got his move to Bayern, I believe, last summer, right around the Club World Cup, and he has made quite an impact. He has played a lot of games for Bayern. Really, he's really impressed. He's really impressed me. He's looking good. I'm gonna say worth a big chance. My comparison, who I think this guy's gonna end up being, I think he's gonna end up becoming more of a Leon Goretzka type player. I've not. He's gonna be better for longer than Goretzka was, but I just see him being more of a Goretzka type player. Goretzka just outcome for Bayern Munich. He definitely seems very similar to me. Next up, we have Ayoub Buadi. I haven't really said this a lot, but I am very, very high on Ayoub Buadi. I haven't seen much of him, but what I have seen, he looks very, very good. I think I think he should get a big move in the summer. I think a big club should take the chance before Chelsea just swoops in and gets him, and ruins his potential by playing him 0 minutes or loaning him out to Strasbourg or something. Because he definitely seems like a Chelsea signing. I think Boadi, he is a very, very just Rolls Royce midfielder. He's a Rolls Royce footballer, very, very nice. He's the type of guy that you want on your team in your club. Um, I think he's gonna go on and have a very, very good career. Maybe not a world star. Maybe we could put him in world star, but that's you're gonna see. That's gonna be a very exclusive tier. Even for this next guy, Chan Uzun. I'm also putting in massive potential, even though I am very high on him, and I have been high on him ever since I think like last year or 2 years ago when that's at least 2 years ago now when he signed for Frankfurt. I was following him in the Zweite Bundesliga. Back I think in Nuremberg he was at. I'm not quite sure, but I remember following him when he was in the Zweite Bundesliga, and he was doing really really well, and I knew he had great potential. First year at Frankfurt didn't really go too well, but this year has been great. Um, he's thinking, oh, name like Chanuzun. Where's he from? He's also Turkish. I'm not sure if he's declaring for Germany, but I know he is. He very much can declare for Turkey, and if he does, then that Turkish team is looking scary. You can put Yildiz on the left, Uzun in the middle, Guler on the right. That is a very, very good looking Turkey team. So I think he has mass potential. I think he needs to go to a big club this summer. Maybe 2 summers. I'm not quite sure, but he does deserve a really, really big move. Next up, the first Fabrica prospects on this list, Kema Andres. I'm not as high on him. I'm not gonna quite say like you know what? No, he flavor of the month. He's the flavor of the month. I don't see it really at all with this guy. Um, he was in Fabrica until last year, moved to Stuttgart, which we're getting through a lot of Bundesliga players right now. I swear I'm not a Bundesliga don, but we're getting through a lot of Bundesliga players. Anyway, he's apparently been doing very well, but I just don't see it. I've been hearing Madrid say that he could be that tempo-setting midfielder that they need, that Xabi Alonso was asking for before he got sacked. I don't know if he's still gonna do that, but I don't know. He just doesn't seem like that that great type of guy. He doesn't really see like the type of guy you'd really want. And for that, I don't really know how to explain it. But for me, just came Andres. He's just no for me, honestly. Next up, we have Max Dowman, worth a big chance. Um, oh my God, what a voice crack. A lot of Arsenal fans gonna be saying, "Oh my God, why haven't you put him in Max Potential or World Star? This guy is a World Star in the making." And I'm just saying, hold your horses, because we've seen this before. We've seen big prospects, very young age, um, get massive hype, massive potential, and then they just don't actually do anything, and it's just it's a sorry sight, honestly. But we gotta let this guy have more chances. Could just be an N1 situation where we don't see him for a little bit, and then after like a year in the second team or wherever he's at, we see him get more big chances in the first team. Which, speaking of N1, this guy's been absolutely absent this year. I swear nobody has talked about this dude at all, and I do feel really bad for him. He needs a loan move. He's not been playing at all. Um, and all of Max Dowman really stole his chain as Arsenal's best talent. I believe Dowman is the only guy on here younger than me as well. So that's scary as a guy that is not used to that sort of thing. Anyway, Saeed El Mala, another another Bundesliga on Cologne. He's, I believe, a wide midfielder. He's been doing well this year. I don't know too much about this guy. I do not know much about El Mala, but I'm just gonna go proceed with caution. I don't really know. I don't really know much about this guy. I hope he does well, but I just gotta watch him. I've gotta watch him more. I've gotta see what he's about, because I don't know. I just don't know with this guy. I swear we see so many winger prospects break out every year, and I hope Almala is better than them. But you just don't know. You just never know. So I'm putting him in proceed with caution. Um, Next we have Esteval, and he's gonna be one of the few guys who I'm putting in. Okay, okay. I'm not right clicking. Not right clicking, guys. I'm not. Uh, he's one of the few guys I'm putting in World Star in the making. Um, and yeah, I'm very high on Esteval. Devil, well, however you want to say it. I'm not into that uppity super Portuguese pronunciation when you're like clearly white and not Brazilian or Portuguese at all, like me. Um, I'm not into that. But anyway, Esteval, whenever I've watched him, he's just impressed the hell out of me. I saw his late winner for Chelsea. I think it was against Liverpool. That was really great. I watched him, of course, against Barca, where he cooked my club, which was sad, but it's really upped him in my estimation. So for me, he's definitely a world star in the making. We're gonna see a lot of Esteval. I don't know if it's gonna be at Chelsea, because I just don't see a guy as great as Esteval staying at Chelsea his whole life. That just seems really lame and boring and sad to me. But Esteval, I can't wait to see how this guy does. He definitely is a world star in the making. He has one of the highest ceilings of anyone in this list, and he's definitely been performing at a higher level than anyone I've talked about so far. But yeah, he has the potential. He has the juice, the X factor. Next up, Carl Eta Eong, a Levante striker signed from Villarreal this summer, and he's been doing well. He was linked to Barca and a couple Premier League clubs, I believe, earlier on. He hasn't really done well recently, but he's still up there. I'm still putting him in flavor of the month. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. you can tell I don't trust strikers, right? You can tell I don't trust out and out strikers. Aslani is in Proceed with Caution. Eda Young is in Flavor of the Month. I just don't trust guys like that. Eda Young, if you can rely, if you can put some muscle on, if you can really become one of those FU physical strikers, like a Drogba or like a Peter Crouch, just like a Sunday League striker, but a lot better, then he'll be able to do stuff. But I just don't see Eda Young doing that. He screams like the type of guy who's gonna get his big move either this summer or next, and just just shart the bed. He's I really want him to work out because he seems like a very good player. But for me, flavor of the month. Next up is Michael Coyote, and he's a very unique player. He's a guy that I'm very high on. Massive potential tier for me. He's a guy that I'd love to see a team like Barca sign. Maybe he's competition for Kunde. If we don't sign Cancelo permanently, which I don't think we will because he is very old. But anyway, he's a guy that could fix a lot of teams' right back issues. He has that ridiculously long throw in. Um, he's such a good, unique player. I just love seeing guys like him break out onto the scene. He's just the type of guy that makes makes me believe that this sport may not actually be cooked as we thought. So yeah, he's in massive potential. I think he's going to be one of the best right backs of this generation once he gets that big move. Um, I really I really hope he does well. Next up, Leonard Carl. This is the guy. If you know me, if you've heard me talk about Leonard Carl, you know how good I think this guy is. World star in the making, higher up than Esteban. Higher up than Esteban. Come on. He he has done stuff I've not seen anyone else do. I mean, okay, one other guy at his age do. Like he is. If Yamal didn't exist, if Yamal hadn't come out and just tore up the entire football world at 17 last year, 16 or 17, the last couple of years, we would be really talking about Leonard Carl as the generational talent that he is. He is absolutely ridiculous. How has Bayern spawned in another ridiculous talent? Um, I don't know. He is insane. Like, I don't think we should be judging him on the Madrid interview. That was a dumb thing to say, but he's a very young guy. Um, and I really hope he doesn't go to Madrid. That would be so scary. As a Barca fan, no, bro, no. Like, please, I'm begging, bro. Like, don't go to Madrid. Madrid don't need the rich don't need to get richer, guys. Ironic as a Barca fan, but whatever. Um, how ridiculous is it that Bayern now have Leonard Carl to pair with Harry Kane and Michael Elise and Luis Diaz and Musiala when he comes back? Um, I genuinely think Musiala should start off the bench for Carl. I think he should. When Musiala comes back, I think Leonard Carl should keep his starting place at Bayern. Musiala should win his place back in the team by showing that he is better than this 17-year-old. Leonard Carl was eons better than Musiala at his age, and I just see him being one of the top 2, 3 players of this generation. Genuinely, bro. Like he's gonna be up there with Yamal. Of all the guys who have been compared with Yamal over the years, the only one that I can really see having a genuine competition with Yamal as the years go on probably is Carl. Or either Carl or Mbappe. Like That's how I am on this man. Next up, another Bundesliga Don, Jan Mamzani, worth a big chance. I've liked what I've seen out of him this year. He looks like a very interesting prospect. I haven't seen much from him, but when I have, he has seemed like a good player, an interesting player. This one that I want to see more of. I can't really say much about him, but yeah, I can't. I think he's good. He's good, but we do have to see more. Next up, Seni Meulu. Of course, the Don that scored in the Champions League final last year, so it's hard to argue that he's had a breakout year this year. I'm putting him as well and worth a big chance. Um, he got that goal against Barca, which may have some bearing in my estimation of him. I don't think it does. I genuinely don't think it does, but it might. I really can't tell. But Meulu is just. It seems to me that as PSG's injuries have mounted this year, Meulu has just had a much bigger role, and he has thrived in that role. Once all the players are back, I don't know if he's going to keep having that big of a role in PSG's team. And if he doesn't, he should go somewhere where he does. He's very, very versatile. Like I've seen him play anywhere from center mid, like DM, striker, on the wings. Like this guy could genuinely play anywhere. It's ridiculous to see a guy as versatile as Seni Meulu. But um, yeah, I'm excited to see. Next up, Ibrahim Mbaye. I'm putting him in proceed with caution. He did cook my Barcelona when PSG played them back back in the day. That was anyone is cooking Jules Koundé in 2025-26. Which is sad. But anyway, Mbaye is a Mbaye is a good player. I'm not. I just haven't seen enough of him. He's looked very good, but I just don't see what the massive deals about that all PSG fans have been making about him. And again, I think he should do what Joe Fernandez. If Joe Fernandez wants to go full on leave a club for game time rather than just going out on loan, I think Mbaye should leave the club for some game time. I think if PSG are getting Joe Fernandez, then we should get Ibrahim Mbaye. But let's settle down. Let's settle down. I was with Joe on his decision until the minute he decided to join PSG, because that is stupid as hell. That is stupid as hell. If you want to get game time, why are we joining PSG? You're just You're just having a cop out. If you want the money, say you want the money. But anyway, I can make a full on video on about that later. Um. Anyway, Udliuing on Rio Engamoa, massive potential. He's a tier above Max Dallman just because we've seen more of Engamoa. We've seen more production out of Engamoa. And I think Arnie Slot should be fired just for giving Cody Gakpo so many more chances than this man. I know Engamoa is ridiculously young, but he should be allowed to have good first team minutes, and he just hasn't. He has barely got any chance to do anything. Not everyone should have that Lamine Yamal rise like top player just from right from the off. Like, and not everyone should do that, but he definitely should be getting good rotational minutes at least, and he just hasn't. And I feel bad for him. Next up, Nico Paz. See, this is another guy I'm high on. A massive potential or worth a big chance. I'm putting massive potential because he has been doing extraordinarily well in Serie A this year with Como. But he has made a really dumb decision by going to Madrid. And I'm not just saying that as a Barca fan. I'm saying that because I don't know where Madrid is going to play him. Who are they going to sell to get Nico Paz? Um, I I don't know. Like they have enough enough of a selection crisis in attack midfield as it is. Like, is this guy going to be the third choice behind Bellingham and Goulet? Like, there's no way he comes to the club and he's higher than Arda Güler in the selection list. I don't know who the manager will be next year of Madrid, but there's Bellingham, there's Goulet. Maybe the manager won't even play in attack midfield. Maybe he'll do something like Camavinga and Valverde and Chouameni. Now Nico Paz doesn't even have his natural position. Um, I don't know why he'd do that, but why the manager would do that, because that also means Bellingham and Goulet don't have anything. But you never know. This Real Madrid team in 2026, it keeps throwing surprises in the mixer for you, so you can't really rule anything out here. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see. Nico O'Reilly, proceed with caution. I think he's just I don't know. Flavor them up. I think he's the next Rico Lewis, bro. Who has heard of Rico Lewis since that whole like 2022 phase of him? I haven't heard anything about him. He's just flatlined. He's just leveled out in an average Premier League level right back. I think this is what Nico O'Reilly will be too. Um, he has he's done well when I've watched him, but there's just something about him, how he plays, that just tells me that he's not gonna be all that. Alright, anyway, next up, Asan Uedraogo, another Bundesliga Don, RB Leipzig. Proceed with caution, because I was really high on this guy. I've been high on a lot of guys on this list, but I really liked this guy when he was at Schalke a few years ago. Then he went to RB Leipzig. First year didn't go well. Now he's doing well, but I just, especially with young players, you need to have patience. They'll do well, but I just don't see it with Uwe Driogo. He could do very, very well, definitely, but I'm not. I just don't. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I'm not. I'm not sniffing. I'm not sniffing what he's in here. Like, I, I can't explain it. I just have that willy. I just have the willies with this guy. I do not trust him to do particularly well. Um, but honestly, it's the same thing with this next guy, Marco Palestra. If he lets me drag him, there we go. Into proceed with caution, because he's, I don't know how many of you know about Marco Palestra. Breakout fullback for Bologna, I believe. He's in Serie A. He's been linked to a lot of Serie A teams. He just screams another Danilo De Ambrosio for me. I his ceiling seems very, very low compared to the average on this list. Especially if he joins like an Inter or Milan or somewhere like that. I just don't see him being the guy. He seems it's like a glorified version of one of those like 100 Italian players that you always see just loaned out between the big clubs every year. Like every big club is like 20 players loaned out instead of Serie B and Serie C sides. And Palestra seems like he's going to be one of those guys in 2 or 3 years. Next up, Joaquin Panicelli. He's going to be our first guy in the scrub tier. I don't know if we're going to have anyone else in the scrub tier. I might just be picking on Panicelli here, but um, his, he's probably the only guy whose ceiling in this list is lower than Palestra. And I feel bad because he does seem like a good striker. I'm just higher on Emmanuel Amiga than I am on Panicelli. And it's nothing personal. He's been doing very well. I just don't see it with this Donnie. Um, could go to Chelsea if he wants. Chelsea probably need more strikers. They're probably going to get both him and Emmanuel Amiga in the summer because they've already made an agreement for Amiga. Um, Panichelli can keep doing well. Chelsea's probably going to end up getting him, but I just don't see. Oh, energy savers on. We got to get this list on. Um, but yeah, just not super high on this guy. I hope he proves me wrong. I hope he does well. I hope he becomes Argentina's best striker in history. But for right now, I don't see it. Next up, Rodri Mendoza, flavor of the month. He screams flavor of the month, man. I know it's been a theme with these midfielders that I've just been saying flavor of the month, flavor of the month, flavor of the month, flavor of the month. But I truly do believe this that Roger Mendoza is a flavor of the month. That player, he's not shown us much at all with Elche so far. It's Elche. Like, come on. What is there to show with Elche? Um, I'm saying this as a Spanish football fan myself, and I believe this is the only guy from my league that I've actually put in here. And I'm still saying that I'm not very high on this guy, and especially if he goes to Arsenal, where was it? We already have not we, but they already have like Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi, um, Camarino. I guess. I mean, he is advanced, but they have a lot of midfield depth. Like this is a team where we haven't heard about Martin Odegaard in like a year. What is going to happen to Mendoza when he signs for Arsenal? Um, I really don't see that happening. Um, I don't see that working out. I see that happening. I don't see it working out. Um, yeah, this is just a guy that's going to sign for Real Betis probably at some point and just be a slightly good player for them. Maybe that's all I see. Next up, Antoine Semenyo, the guy that just got his big move to Man City, and yeah, he's going to do very well. He has massive potential. He is old. I believe is the oldest guy on this list. He's like 27, 28 years old, which yeah, that is old. He's an old, but I think he is a very good player. Maybe not massive potential, but already has very, very good ability. I can see him giving City 3 or 4 good years. He can be a cult hero, sort of like a Riyad Mahrez type of legacy that he leaves at Man City. Um, so credit to him. Credit to him. I am very excited to see how he does with City. I think he's going to do very, very well. And yeah, I can't wait. He's gonna impress a lot of people. 3 players left. First up, Keith Smith, worth a big chance. Um, this might just be because I really like Dutch midfielders, but I like I like this guy. I haven't seen much, but from what I have seen, he looks very good. Newcastle go in for him. I think he could be another Bruno Guimaraes type player, like not in play style, but in ability, and you know what I mean. I don't think he's gonna do quite as well as Bruno G, but he is definitely has very very good potential. And I do hope he finds his big move, whether it's to Newcastle or somewhere else this summer, so we can see how good he actually is. Next, we have Luka Vuskovic, another really good guy here. Another just very, very solid player. Massive potential. I think he is one of the best center back prospects in the world right now, and I think it would be an absolute bloody shame if he stayed at Spurs his entire career, if he stayed at Spurs for a lot of this developmental period, because he deserves to be at a really good club where he can test his abilities. He deserves to be the starting center back for Bayern Munich. He deserves to be center back for Barcelona. He deserves to be a center back for Liverpool. He deserves to be a center back for a very, very good club where we can actually see how good he is. Not that he's just some some old. I don't want him to become the next Christian Romero or the next Mickey Van de Ven. I want him to actually become world class. I've been tracking this guy ever since his Hajduk split days, and I know this guy is an exceptional prospect, not in skill set because he's very good attackingly for a center back. He's very unique. We don't see center backs like this very often. Uh, I think like maybe we can even like we could make a case for world star in the making with Luka Viscovic here. I think he could become like ability wise the Ramos or Van Dyke of this generation if he is given the right team and the right tools to make that happen. And he's all again, his skill set is very, very unique. He has incredible head game. Pause. But I'm just really disappointed that he signed for Spurs. I hope he finds somewhere else. Some big club puts in an 80 million bid for him. If I was Bayern, I'd put an 80 million bid in for him. See you, Upamecano. We have Luka Viscovic. But anyway, um, that's my Luka Viscovic rant. Last up is Yandy Amande. I'm torn between worth a big chance and massive potential. I think I'll just put in worth a big chance because the idea of Yandy Amande is better than what I've actually seen him play. The idea of Yandy Amande, a very pacey Ivorian winger, he's went from a U.S. high school team up to the Bundesliga. It's like starting in the Bundesliga, playing a massive role in AFCON with one of the best teams with Ivory Coast. Making that jump in 18 months is an absolutely absurd story. And he's very pacey, he's very good, but he really just has to develop the rawness of his game because he's a very raw talent right now. Um, I believe in him. He's a very, very good talent, but we just have to let him cook more. We just have to keep being patient. That is a lost art in this sport, being patient. Be patient. Don't expect immediate results. He's 18. He was in a U.S. high school team 18 months ago. He does not know this massive senior level. All right? So it's going to take this guy a little while to actually get up to that potential that we all know he has. But I know that he's going to be able to do that. Um he should be able to do that. He should get a big move. Not Man United. Don't send him to United. That's not going to go well. But yeah, anyway, that is my full list. That is not how I envisioned it going at all. Like that is a nice like reverse staircase effect, with those middle four tiers. But I think overall that's a very very good list. It's very balanced. I'm proud of myself, and we'll see you next time.